I'm Harrison Graham. Time to get into some Bears and Commanders injury news. Plus, toward the end of the show, we'll talk a little Montez Sweat as he goes up against his former team. But first, all eyes continue to be on Jayden Daniels. Will he play this week? Well, trending in the wrong direction if you're a Washington fan. For the second straight day, Jayden Daniels did not practice. He is dealing with that rib injury. Now, Adam Schefter had an interesting note saying that Washington plans to attempt to try to practice Jayden Daniels on Friday. Couple things to kind of explore with this note from Schefty. One, plans to attempt to try. That doesn't sound super optimistic. And two, Friday practices are typically just walkthroughs, so I could see a situation where Daniels is listed as limited tomorrow and the Commanders kind of just keep that smoke screen alive that he could be available to play on Sunday. Like, I do not expect them to come out tomorrow and rule him out. I think they'll ride this out to Sunday. But I personally believe, and I hope I'm wrong because I want to see Caleb versus Jayden, but I don't think Jayden Daniels is playing. I think Washington is going to take the cautious approach here. They know that he's their prized possession. They know that it's a long season ahead. And they know that he's 190, 195 pounds, a thin frame, going up against a defense that will light you up if given the opportunity. So I just feel like Washington is going to take the long-term approach here and say, okay, let's sit him 1 week, and then we'll get him back on the horse the following week. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'd like to see him go up against each other, but that is my gut feeling here on Thursday. And if he is out, that means Marcus Mariota is in. And I thought Mariota, yes, you have to factor in the opponent. Carolina's terrible. But I thought he had one of his better games in quite a while, to be honest. Things flamed out late in Atlanta. He looked terrible in brief snaps with Philadelphia last year. 18 of 23, 205, couple of touchdowns, is still mobile. He at least looked functional in that Cliff Kingsbury offense, and I would expect them to not have to change much with the playbook because his skill set is he's just a worse Jayden Daniels, right? Mobile, throws the ball with decent touch, etc. So that is who they will turn to if Jayden cannot play. What do you think? What is your gut feeling? Who starts for Washington on Sunday? Type JD for Jayden Daniels or type MM for Marcus Mariota. I think it's the Mariota show, but we'll know more as we get closer to Sunday. All right, let's get to the latest on Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon. Brisker did not practice for a second straight day as he is in the concussion protocol. I would say his status for Sunday is in major doubt at this point. I don't know, 20% chance of playing. If you're still in the concussion protocol on Thursday, you're going to clear by Sunday. I'd love to be wrong, but if I was a betting man, I would bet he is out this week, which, look, by the time they play Sunday, that means he will be 2 weeks removed from suffering that concussion. So you hope this thing trends in the right direction, but you got to tread carefully here because this is a guy who's had multiple concussions. Kyler Gordon dealing with the hamstring injury. I would say his status is also in major doubt. Now, maybe it feels better tomorrow and he's able to work out on Friday and have a chance to go on Sunday. But those soft tissue injuries, you know how it goes. I mean, it's typically, 2 to 4 weeks on something like this. And this Sunday will be right at 2 weeks. So maybe they hold him out and try to get him to go next week against Arizona. And looks like Elijah Hicks and Josh Blackwell. I was hoping one of those guys would play, and maybe one of them will, but if I were to guess, I would say that's pretty unlikely. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if both were ruled out tomorrow, which means we'll get Elijah Hicks for a second straight week. Thought he played well against Jacksonville, held his own. Josh Blackwell had an interception in relief of Kyler Gordon. He's not the box player Gordon is, but he covers pretty well. So, I don't think it's like some irreplaceable drop-off, but certainly a drop-off. Kyler Gordon's one of the better nickels in the NFL. Look at the full injury report here. Mercedes Lewis had his weekly rest day, did not practice today. Tyreek Stevenson still limited, so keep an eye on that. You really hope he can go, because if not, you're down 3 members of your secondary. So I'm optimistic there, but he's been limited 2 days in a row with that calf. Zach Pickens, Terrell Smith, both full participants. That's a positive sign. I would almost guarantee Terrell Smith is active this week just because your secondary is beat up. Scott Daly seems good to go, the long snapper. And then your 3 players on short-term IR, Larry Borom, Travis Homer, and Jacob Martin, all full participants, which means the Bears are going to have some roster decisions to make with their 53-man roster. You wonder, is the timing of some of the trade rumors coincidence? They got some guys that can come back and some guys they might be willing to move to get those guys back, like Nate Davis out, Larry Borum in, right? Travis Homer in, Khalil Herbert out. Like, the Bears might be looking at this like, okay, we want to activate some of these players, but we don't want to cut certain guys to do it. So 21-day practice windows just started for Borum and for – who is the other one? Not Jacob Martin. Travis Homer. They just started this week, but Jacob Martin's, his started before the London game, so they only got about 5-6 days left on him. So they're going to have to make a decision on him pretty darn quickly. Today's show is sponsored by Mando. Don't be the smelly guy. Use Mando's awesome products, including, by the way, the whole body deodorant, which I've been telling you guys for a long time now. It keeps you smelling good for up to 72 hours. And think about what you could do for 72 hours if you knew body odor wasn't going to be a problem. You could go on a bender. You could, I don't know, run a marathon and still have that odor not be smelling nasty, because no one likes that. Mando is absolutely awesome. I love all their products, and I'm someone who likes to get out and play some golf. And, you know, if I don't have time to go home, take a shower afterwards, just use some of the disposable wipes while on the move, and I am going to be good to go. Mando's products are safe for your entire body, your pits, your package, your feet, everywhere in between. It'll stop odor before it stops. Like I said, you lather on the whole body deodorant everywhere, and boom, you're good to go. Available in 4 cologne quality scents: Bourbon Leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, and Clover Woods. Don't be the smelly guy in your group anymore. Check out Mando's products today, including the starter pack, which is the awesome deal we have for you. Promo code CHAT to get $5 off the starter pack, which comes with the solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and more. That's code CHAT at shopmando.com. That is shopmando.com, promo code CHAT for $5 off the starter pack. Check out Mando today. That link will be in the comments and in the description of this video. It's Mando. Keep yourself hygiened. Okay, Commanders now. We already talked about Jayden Daniels. Brandon Coleman still in the concussion protocol, did not practice. Cleveland Ferrell did not practice either with a knee injury. And then all these players were limited. Nick Allegretti with an ankle, Dorrance Armstrong with a rib injury, Tyler Biotish with a thumb, De'Ami Brown with an ankle, Derek Forrest with a neck. He was a new addition, so keep an eye on that. Dante Fowler with the groin injury, Cornelius Lucas neck, and then Tyler Owens with a shin injury as well. So a lot of guys who are probably in that questionable range for Washington. And speaking of this matchup, we will be live this Sunday for Bears versus Commanders. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll go live around 2 o'clock Central Time for a 3:25 kick this Sunday afternoon. We'll, of course, have videos between now and then uploaded and published here on the channel. So stay on top of everything surrounding this matchup here on Chicago Bears Now. Okay, let's get to Montez Sweat now, the Bears edge rusher, and I kind of feel stupid. I didn't really even think about this, but talked about his return to Washington, who he spent the first 4 years of his career with, etc., going up against his former team, and he was asked about the trade coming to the Bears and why it's been a good thing for him. He said, there's many factors. I mean, I got my first Pro Bowl. I got paid. But, I mean, I'm happy just being somewhere that I'm wanted. Being in a place where they want me to be here, and I got a spot. A little jab there, like, hey, yeah, Washington clearly didn't value me. And don't forget, they traded him before Chase Young at the deadline last year. They traded both, but they traded him before Chase Young, and clearly Sweat's the more complete and better player. I think he's going to be pretty motivated in this one. He's been good, but not like great this year. He was dealing with a minor injury earlier in the season. I think that probably contributed. I think it was an ankle issue. I think coming off the bye, should be fully healthy. I expect a big game here against a somewhat suspect offensive line that's got some injuries too. So keep an eye on number 98 this weekend. You would think he's going to want to send a message to his former team, like, yeah, maybe you guys should have paid me, and I would not be surprised at all if he put together a big-time performance. Do you guys think Montez Sweat will have at least one sack against Washington? I definitely do. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Give us your thoughts on that below, and don't forget to give me a follow on social media. It's at HGramNFL, at HGramNFL on Twitter. Same handle on Instagram, by the way, if you want to find me over there. Talk some more Bears and NFL football on a daily basis.